much as we had predicted. Too many humans, not enough space or resource to go around. The details are trivial and pointless. The reasons, as always, purely human ones. The Earth was nearly wiped clean of life. A great cleansing, an atomic spark struck by human hands, quickly raged out of control. Spears of nuclear fire rained from the skies. Continents were swallowed in flames and fell beneath the boiling oceans. Humanity was almost extinguished, their spirits becoming part of the background radiation that blanketed the Earth. A quiet darkness fell across the planet.
Hey guys, and welcome to episode 13 of Fallout History and Lore. In the last episode, we took a look at the science fiction heavy DLC Old World Blues for Fallout New Vegas. In this episode, at the request of you guys, we're going to dive into the fourth DLC for Fallout New Vegas, Lonesome Road. Lonesome Road is the final installment of the Fallout DLCs, bringing the courier full circle when you're contacted by a man named Ulysses, who is the original Courier 6, but refused to deliver the Platinum chip at the start of New Vegas' main story. At the start of the game, you receive a message from Ulysses saying that he will tell you why he never took the chip if you do one last job.
Why didn't I take the job? You, Courier. You were the reason. See the divide. See what happened. What was done.
A job that leads the courier into the depths of the hurricane-swept canyons of the Divide, a landscape torn apart by horribly violent storms and earthquakes. Before the Great War, this area was home to Hopeville and Ashton, a missile base and city under its protection. Apart from being a major element of the ballistic defense matrix, Hopeville was also the subject of a major Big Mountain research project concerning meteorology mentioned in episode 12. A project that apparently ended in disaster, spawning the dust storms the Divide is famous for. At one point, the entire local hippie commune that protested outside Hopeville against the ongoing conflict of the Chinese-American War were rounded up by special riot control officers wearing the new model LAPD riot armor. The Great War apparently surprised the soldiers here, as the ICBMs never left their missile silos. A silence fell across the land. For 2 centuries, the soil of the Divide lay undisturbed by human presence. However, eventually a small survivalist community established itself in the area, created by the Courier. Kept alive, it prospered, and more settlers moved into the city. It prospered enough, in fact, to draw the attention of the new California Republic, who began to annex it swiftly for newly established supply lines across the treacherous Divide into the Mojave Wasteland. These actions drew the attention of Caesar's Legion, which, in its bid to take the Mojave, attempted to cut the new supply lines, sending Fermentarian assassins to explore the area after a sizable force of legionnaires struck against Republic forces located there. But this war did not destroy the settlement. That was the work of the Courier, who, returning to the Divide again, carried a package from Navarro, by order of the NCR, containing the activated ICBM detonator to the Divide. When this device was close enough, it remote linked to the ICBM computers, sending a signal to the dormant nuclear missiles lying in the silos beneath the ground. They then began to detonate, one after another, splitting the Earth, cracking and twisting the landscape, causing massive earthquakes. Entire companies of the NCR soldiers in the Divide were trapped together with their Legion foes. The disaster created the Divide as it exists now, a wind-beaten maze of twisting canyons, skin-flaying dust storms, and horrific abominations. The Divide twisted the surviving NCR and Legion. As the winds flayed their skin and radiation ghoulified them, they became the Marked Men, skinless horrors fueled by hatred and rage for everything around them. Outside the Divide, the disaster became a blessing in disguise for the Legion, cutting off NCR supply lines along Death Valley Road and the Carson Pass Highway. It granted Caesar's Legion time to recover after their losses at the first battle for the Hoover Dam. However, it also gave birth to the greatest danger to the post-war civilization of the American Southwest, Ulysses. The Divide disaster both traumatized and inspired him as he learned the impact of a single person, the courier, can have on history. Ulysses was determined to take revenge and sought to reshape the post-apocalyptic world single-handedly, much like the courier reshaped the Divide by unleashing nuclear fire on it. At some point before the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, Ulysses contacts the courier via a single message, the coordinates for the canyon wreckage west of Primm, and the words, Courier 6, Ulysses, wanting to destroy their new home in his reshaping process of America before their eyes, as the courier did for him with the Divide. The courier answered the call and confronted Ulysses at the Divide. There, under an old world flag and torn skies, the two decide the fate of America. When Ulysses is finally confronted by the courier inside Ulysses' temple, beneath the old world flag, he's about to trigger a second nuclear apocalypse. Ulysses can either be fought by the courier or be convinced to stand down and fight by the courier's side against the marked men invading the temple.
And at the Divide, you and I, we'll have an ending to things. This is your room. When you come, you'll walk it alone.
So that wraps up the last official release for the Fallout franchise. Now originally I was going to end this series, but I want to know your guys' opinion. Should I continue? I'm thinking about looking at each faction, their history, their goals. Let me know what you guys think. If you're interested in more history and lore, check out some of the other game series I've already covered, like the Battlefield franchise or Star Wars Battlefront. Recently, my first episode of the Elder Scrolls History and Lore was released on TGN. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe here on TGN for more gaming goodness, or come on over to my personal channel, The XP Gamers, where we support the modding community. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.